Hello Wonderbounders, and welcome back to the Wonderbound Adventure Headquarters, aka my library. We don't have a whole lot of updates for you, and that is mainly because we've had a lot going on these previous weeks. As you saw in our last video, we just went to Natural Bridge. We're also starting the filming on our Becoming an Adventure series that I've been wanting to do for some time. Basically, we're going to tell you how we do all of our trips, how we plan everything out, what kind of gear we buy, what you should be looking for when you go out and buy gear and all that stuff. So we've been working hard on that, and we've been planning for our next big adventure, which is Westmoreland State Park. Now we're really excited about this one. We went to it back in 2016, if I remember correctly, 2015 or 2016, and it's one of the oldest state parks in Virginia. It's actually one of, I think it's 6 of the original state parks built in the 1930s, back with FDR's Brand New Deal. And the coolest aspect about this park is it's got what's called a fossil beach there. Now, millions of years ago, there was a shallow sea where the park is today, and that shallow sea was a nursery for sharks and rays and all sorts of sea life back then. And you can go there now where the Potomac River is eroding the cliff sides, and you can find fossilized shark's teeth and ray teeth, and we found out crocodile teeth reading in our readings getting ready for this trip. We have a geological survey that we found out has a whole bunch of different fossils there that we didn't even realize you could find there. But then it's also where I found the coolest, or one of the coolest things that I keep here in the library, and that is, give me just a minute, this guy right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, probably out of focus, but this is a casting of one of these shells right here. So millions of years ago, the gastropods that inhabited these shells had colonies on the rocks and whatnot in the shallow seas, and over time the silt came in and covered them up, and later on when the rock hardened and the shells eroded away and whatnot, what was left are these cool castings in the rock. And actually, when I found it, it was completely by accident, and when I showed it to one of the rangers there, they actually said they've never seen anyone find one of those there, and they were actually kind of taken aback. So I'm actually kind of proud to have that. But yeah, we've got that going on this week, and that's about it. This past weekend I went to Blacksburg, Virginia, where a friend of mine had a softball game, so I went down there to visit them and watch their softball game. So no big adventure this weekend. But we've got this really big one, and we're probably going to be doing a video of Westmoreland State Park and us going and digging for fossils and sifting for fossils on the beach and whatnot. So we're excited to show you that. The only other thing we really have to show you is, not sure if you guys can see it on the camera, but we've got a new addition to the library here, and it's in this little mason jar here. And Raven picked this guy up from work. You probably can't see it, but she wanted to do a short little video to tell you guys about that. So here she is.
Hey Wonderbounders. So I work at a pet store, and we sell tobacco hornworms to feed reptiles. However, this one in this jar here had actually turned into a cocoon inside its box. And that's how I know it's going to be a moth, because moths make cocoons while butterflies will make a chrysalis. And we found out that this is going to turn into a tobacco hawk moth, which unfortunately means we won't be able to release it if it hatches, because it's considered a destructive species. It damages tomato plants and tobacco plants. So we're just going to keep it here if it does happen to hatch. And a cool thing I found out is its defense against predators is to wiggle around, and it scares them into dropping them on the ground. So let's see if I can't get him to wiggle around a little bit. maybe not. It's kind of cold in here, so he might not be very active right now. But yeah, cool little science fact.
Yeah, so hope you guys thought that was interesting. I thought it was pretty awesome when she first showed it to me, and when she actually checked to see if it was alive, still alive the other day, and had it wiggle around in her hand. She had me do it, and that's the first time I'd ever had something like that. I always thought like the cocoon around them was just a shell. I didn't realize it was, you know, part of their body. Things they don't tell you in school when they teach you about butterflies and moths. But yeah, as soon as that thing comes out of its cocoon, we're gonna release it. And
just a bit of an aside, I made this video before we shot the part with Raven and the moths. So obviously I had my facts wrong. This is a pest species, so we won't be releasing it. We don't know what we're gonna do with it, but we'll figure that out. Anyways, back to the video.
And yeah, so that's just a cool thing. That's the only other update that we have. So hope you guys enjoyed this update. Once again, we're still operating out of the mid-Atlantic region. So if there's a park or a cool site or something that you want us to check out in the mid-Atlantic region, and once again, that's West Virginia, North Carolina, Maryland, and Washington, D.C., or even Delaware. Delaware is not too far away from us. Drop us a comment down below, and we'll see what we can't do to go and check it out and make a video of it. Until next time, hit the like button, subscribe so you don't miss any of our other videos, and as always, get out there and keep exploring.